So another thing is that the body that we are trapped in a way, is like a spiritual straitjacket. You know the straitjackets that they use on people in nut houses, let's say, which sometimes might be more sane than you think. But we know that they put this straitjacket on. I think they've got your arms in some kind of system that you can't get out easily. Well, we are actually trapped in a spiritual straitjacket. These bodies are actually a kind of vessel that takes the infinite, eternal spirit of being, of consciousness, of pure awareness, this eternal, free, a boundless being, a being that has no dimensions, no weight, no size or color. It's just pure consciousness. And it splits off a piece and like takes the spirit, or if you wish, and drops it down to the soul level, down into a body. And then we seem to be trapped inside of this flesh machine here, this bag of flesh, bones and tendons with eyes and stuff, and we need to breathe and piss and shit and all the stuff that we need to do to maintain this body and a certain safety for it, because the vessel itself, the body, is like a spiritual straitjacket. If you are a boundless being, if everything is a boundless being, right? There's only one boundless being eventually, not like you are a boundless being. But at the highest level, we are the one being inside of all these manifest differences, that you suddenly find yourself trapped in this system and thinking that you're this separate body that is different from all the other bodies and all the other things outside. That is a spiritual straitjacket. And for the people who are in the process of discovering their true nature, for the people that are listening to these kinds of videos from an authentic point of view, because there's obviously also people that run into these videos and think that I'm a complete nutter and they don't understand what I'm talking about, and rightly so. But the point is that if you are looking to go back and find your true nature, then it is inevitable, because at some point you felt like you're in this straitjacket. You felt like somehow you were limited. It feels, I can't stand being this tiny little body anymore, this limited, separate body thing, which seems to be separate from all the people around me and all the things around me, in a vulnerable world where the body can get harmed and maimed and cut and bruised, or get sick and die and have pain. And all this is the wake-up call. That it should be a wake-up call. You should feel like you're in a straitjacket at some level, because there is a point in which you have to start getting out of this trap, this maze, this labyrinth of this trapped system where you're just small thing, and everybody therefore causing all, from the same perspective of being trapped, feel like they are individuals who are trying to fight to get more for themselves and cause chaos. The situation we're in the world now, whether it's all the greedy humans or other beings and whatever it may be, causing this selfish, destructive practice of taking and stealing and robbing and maiming and killing and just chopping down the forest indiscriminately and poisoning the atmosphere and the seas and the rivers, because we've lost the knowledge that we are actually spirit or eternal being itself, eternity itself, being, knowing, this element of being. This is a principle, and being in this spiritual straitjacket must feel contained, must feel limited, and it is. And that's why you could say that the body is a spiritual straitjacket. And once you feel that, know that, and are no longer taking that as the norm, as I can stand that and just live out a life of 20, 40, 80 years of accumulating stuff and doing things and traveling over here and going over there and going to parties and this and that and having meals and going to bed and having meals and going to bed and sleeping and waking and sleeping and waking and sleeping and waking, in an infinite loop of craziness with minor differences on a daily basis, and just finally ending up, the straitjacket, wearing the straitjacket out, and then being recycled into a new incarnation and doing the whole damn thing over again. For those who are clear enough and feel the straitjacket limitation, it is a very clear knowledge that I am feeling like there's something that is holding me when I feel like I am infinite being at some level, subconsciously or unconsciously. And however, as a physical body, it's something definitely wrong here. And that is true. At a certain level, you could say that the body is a spiritual straitjacket, and that limitation should wake us up and make us focus again on, well, what then am I beyond this spiritual straitjacket, beyond this body, beyond this mind, beyond this body-mind construct? What am I truly? What am I eternally? What am I that is more vast? And so we go to the next levels up, usually getting trapped again in some religious or spiritual New Age section, and then doing yoga and all kinds of stuff, and it all has its place, and then we get all involved in chakras and whatever, and everybody finds its next level, and you have to get out of that again because it's another straitjacket with a little bit more space. Just from here to here, you know, now you can move a few fingers and arms a little bit more, you can move your shoulders, but eventually every straitjacket has to be dropped so that we can return to the quiet, still and silent place of pure being, pure consciousness, so that the straitjacket is still here, because that remains for as long as the body lives out its cycle. But at least knowing that, resting as that, not as an intellectual concept only, but as the being of this still and silent resting place of the quantum field of consciousness, pure awareness. We can rest as that, and the straitjacket starts to loosen up, and then actually there comes increasing stages of enjoying even this straitjacket world. This labyrinth, this maze, this trap is even a good place, despite all its limitations and fluctuations and unreliability of change and sicknesses. Those are all seen as secondary effects and that are not that important, because now I know that I am this quantum field of resting. I am the peace that what they say, the peace that passeth all understanding, right? The peace that passeth all understanding. This peace is not bound in the straitjacket, by the straitjacket, within the straitjacket. The spiritual straitjacket body will actually enjoy its existence within the field of knowledge itself, within the quantum field expression of things, which is the quantum field is not here, it's everywhere, but it's everything, but the expressions, which is this formal world of existence, is also accepted, is also known to be part and made from consciousness. Everything is made from the quantum field of consciousness. But having the direct knowledge of this quantum field in your own experience through Gnostic, real, direct experience, the straitjacket looses up, and I can remain separate from the straitjacket while being in the straitjacket. So, remain as nothing. As often as you can, return to the quantum field of being. Practice quantum resting and know that I am God. And that I is every eye watching this video. Everyone is that I, the one and I, only I. I am the Father and the life. Or I will have you will have none other than I. Because I am the way, the life, and the truth. Before, was it Moses? I am the way, the life, and the truth. This I is the quantum field. And resting as this I, quantum field, this pure consciousness, I know that I am not the body, but I'm in the body, but I'm not the body. But the body is an expression of this quantum field, and all is well. So the spiritual straitjacket only comes off once you go beyond the spiritual straitjacket, back within to the quantum field of being.